Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. We're about to have a ride-along with Diablo. He's in his Centurion AX. The Centurion AX, you say? Who plays that thing? It's a horrible tank. Actually, it's not. Surprisingly, it's a top 10, tier 10 medium tank, fellas. It's not in the top 5 necessarily, but it is certainly top 10. I'm looking at it right now. Win rate's doing well on NA. It's about 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. On win rate, very nice. What about DPG? Surprisingly, actually, the DPG is 6th. Wow, I did not know that, my friends. I did not know that, but it's got a comfortable gun, lots of gun depression, a good turret, nice accuracy. It really had a lot of those things beforehand, but it's, I believe, had a recent buff, and when I say recent, could have been the last 2 or 3 years. However, whatever the case is, whatever you think of the Centurion AX, you're probably wrong. It's actually a pretty good medium tank. Now, I'm playing the Tier 8 version, some of the premium types of this Centurion series, the 5-1 and the Sturv 81 and some other things, and I call it a good all-rounder. So let's see what happens here on this particular map, Krakova Dorf, Himmels. He's running a rammer, a turbo, and vents, and they happen to be the Bond variety. Lots of heat, 2 large kits, and puddin' in an all-tier 10 battle. Interestingly here, he's about to have a really nice game. No scouts, so the mediums are going to have to pick up the scout role. Let's see what happens here.
Time to roll out.
Where does Diablo go? Well, if I'm looking at this, I would expect probably the middle or maybe the 5-6 line. You could go to the hill, but the north spawn going to the hill is a little bit problematic. So it looks like he's going to rely on some turret action up here and see what he can spot. The danger here is there's 2 artillery, so first guy spotted may eat some artillery shots. Let's see what happens. Well, he's going to try to catch somebody doing this. Caught that guy doing that. Mr. Bat Chat is the first guy to enjoy the ministrations of our hero, and oh no! I feel bad for you, Diablo. Never mind, you got him. The Hardy, the double shot. Now that's what I was expecting to happen to Diablo. The old double shot coming at him, so he gets away with it. You know, a lot of times in this game, you got to go to the good spots, do the good thing, and then assess. And if the Hardy started focusing Diablo, you'd have to go figure something out, disappear for a while, all that good stuff. He popped, got some shots. He's got 1,100 assists and 420 damage. And for whatever reason, the Arty didn't shoot at him. I don't know. They're Arty players. Who knows what the hell the reason they do. There's one back there. Actually, we just saw it. Pay attention to where those tracers come from. He's actually out in the open, interestingly. So he's going to come up there and get spotted. You can see that overall the situation is a VZ up front with a lot of snippers back there. We have a couple guys on the 5-6 line. Excellent. We have... Who the hell is way... Someone is way back there. The grill, the E100 is, I don't know what. Maybe he's just that slow. And we got a couple guys on the hill, a couple guys 5-6. So we have a decent spread of tanks. Nothing I would say is a massive advantage, although Mr. Bat Chat is out of the game right off the bat. So is that an object? What is that? Oh, it's a 277. All right, so he's already up on the hill. Diablo's working the middle. This allows him to take shots on the hill by shifting a little bit that way, to take shots on the 1-2 line by shifting a little bit that way, or popping up on the ridge and shooting back into the back, depending on what is spotted. The trick with this position is being very careful about whether you're in draw distance for guys like the Object 277, because if you shift a little bit too far this away and get a little too high, the guys on the hill might be able to shoot you. Now, they could shoot you even if you're not in draw distance, but it's more guesswork. So just be careful as you're moving along the edge of this ridge right here. Be aware of where you can be spotted from. So we pop up here and take that shot. The T-57 YOLO's in and eats a few shots. Oh, the Leopard. Oh my, okay. So that's the other side you can get thumped from. Looks like there's a Leopard up on the 1 line, probably up high on the ridge just a bit. Very interesting. You really can't get away with that from where he shot too much if there's good scouts, because they will tend to be a little too close. There are some spots back here where you can shoot and dip down below as you go back further south, but watch out again. I didn't mention it, but this middle spot, if you get too high, then their guys in the back on the other side on the 1-2 line might get shots, much like that Leopard just did. The way you avoid that is kind of go right here on the 5-6 line. You use a bit of that ridge to your right, plus you're further out and maybe not in draw distance. Oh my gosh, the 110E3 is pushed in. So Diablo can react to that, although they zapped the VZ, which was the spotter. So the VZ dies, and Diablo realizes he got a problem over here, and all of a sudden it's significantly less of a problem. Although they're still spotted, look at all the shots going in. Pay attention to that, folks. While you're playing the game, kind of watch who's getting hit and where it's coming from. Not that big a mystery that guys are shooting down the 1-2 line, but as they're being shot at and hit, that means they're spotted. And by the way, this is not a very heavily armored crew over here. 2 T-57s have a lot of firepower, but then they have a relatively long weight. 15-16 is good, but we don't have any big beefy dudes over here right now. Diablo is kind of trying to be in two places at once right now. Paying attention to the hill, but also realizing he's got to come over here and try to figure out what's going on. He finds that Leopard. Look how far up that guy is. Now, he should disintegrate, ideally, especially if the 57s have any kind of firepower. There we go. And we find that guy. Very nice. That dude's like, I don't like this. I'm getting out of here. Diablo thumps him, and then we take an arty hit. Why? Because, holy cow, the other 110E3 and a Leopard are right there. So Diablo is making it happen, getting some spotting. He's got 4,900 spotting right there. So think about that when you're on this map, man, and you're in a medium, especially if there's no light tanks. And really any map, but this map in particular, in terms of you can gather up a lot of spotting on this map by doing the right thing. He saw those shots going in. He could tell his 1-2 line was in trouble. Flexed over there, repositioned, whatever you want to call it, and he basically shuts that down. All of a sudden, now we have a 907. That's more hit points. Thank you very much. We'll just shoot him. Excellent. 5,000 assists, 2,800 damage, and he's taken a bit of a chance. Yeah, he's getting hit by the Progetto, and so he's used probably more hit points than he really wants to use right there, and he's going to back out of that thing and head off this way. A little bit interesting. I think I might have tried to continue to help the 1-2 line. The only issue there is if the arty gets really serious about shooting him, the arty might take him out of the game. So it looks like he's decided to disappear, come back over to the other side. It looks like they've sort of stemmed the bleeding over on the 1-2 line. If we take a look at what's left, there's an M454 that hasn't been spotted. Everything else has been spotted. So the 2 VZs kind of work in the middle. The 2 77s up top. The 907 is pretty close to those guys. And the Progetto 65's in the back. So we're missing, very interesting, where is that AMX? Is he sitting back on the 1-2 line, or is he up on top of the hill, hanging out on the back edge of the hill, or up in the bush right here on about H0? So let's pay attention to how this fight goes and find out where the M454 went. Oh, there he is. Just found him. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Oh, was it one of the VZs might be up there? Nope, that was a T-57. Never mind. That was a T-57 that was up there. Didn't mention him. So we're still missing an AMX M454. Diablo moving back and forth. There's a scrum trying to finish off, and it looks like they'll probably do that. The STB has a bunch of hit points and great firepower. STB pushes in. I'm assuming then, unless we see him, no kidding, on the very back edge, say back here, unless he's really on the back edge of this hill, the M454 is probably camping in the back, or maybe moved up a little bit on the 1-2 line. Maybe he's AFK. Nobody's been close enough to spot him. Very interesting. Where, oh where, can the AMX M454 be? Good job, E100. I just noticed he's been sitting. I don't know what he's doing. People are clicking on him. Be interesting to see what the card shows for that guy. He's he doesn't seem to be playing the game very much. Diablo is a one-shot to some of those guys, potentially. So he needs to avoid being seen, and he certainly doesn't want to take 2 arties. Both those arties hitting him, he could be out of the game quickly. So he's being a little bit more careful in terms of spotting. It'd be nice if he had some more hit points, then he could get over there and sort of poke up. Maybe he could find that 907, but right now he really needs to rely on the rest of his team to get some spotting for him, because if he gets spotted, it's going to get real painful real fast. You got to watch out for that as well, folks. If we look at what's going on here, try to take the whole battle into account and go, all right, I don't think any of these guys are spotted right now. First of all, we don't see any of them, so we don't see them. There's no shots to get. Also, nobody's really taking hits at the moment. So it looks like if I pop up and I'm the guy spotted, then I'm probably getting all of the attention. And it's at this point that he's trying to not do that. But we have a 430U who just came across and an STB with great spotting. So just wait, be patient. Pretty quickly someone's about to get spotted. Ideally. Maybe the 430U disintegrates, I hope not, but he is just bailing across the middle of the map. Holy cow. Now let's take a look. Okay, we don't quite see him. Now we see the STB. One thing I'll do, this is what Diablo's doing. There we go. Now he's zoomed back. So kind of paying attention to them. If I start to see hit points reduce off them, that means somebody sees them. That may even give me some essay on where the enemy team is. We've got him stuffed into a corner. It looks like the entire team is hanging out in this southwest corner. 430 does not take a hit. All right, this is about to get juicy. See where the 430 is? He's going to come up and start spotting underneath these guys. The STB's coming in as well. We have another Centurion AX with fire support. Oh, here comes the 100 who hasn't lost a single hit point. Things are about to get really spicy for the enemy team right now. Diablo's being patient, just waiting for it to happen because you know it's going to. And it looks like, folks, this VZ that was here on the 5.6 is bailed out. See, he saw the hill get lost and he bailed out. So he's also in the corner over there. I don't know, Diablo. I might have moved up over here, but we're going to go ahead and stick. Looks like he wants to stick with a little bit longer range. All right, someone does see the 430 and the artillery fire. Oh, there's another shot. And we find that guy, and he just absolutely melts. This is what you're looking for, man. Dudes are just going to start dying. Babies crying. All that stuff. Oh, we're shooting HE. We doing that on purpose? I don't know. There's a little bit more damage. Oh, the HE is now a genius maneuver because we have an artillery to go blap. Nicely done. Still shooting HE. Do we know that? Don't know. There we go. All right, so we switched over to the APCR. They still have a decent amount of tanks, although hit points wise, they're down quite a bit. And they're screwed because they're absolutely in this corner. They did kill the 430U, interestingly. He got a little over aggressive. Look at the grill. The grill wants spotting. How has he not died? That's amazing, actually. What is this enemy team doing? The 100's taking hits. Artillery's blapping him. Holy cow. Oh, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Where are those shots coming from, maybe? They must be back in this corner. I mean, they're just tearing up the E100 and no one's getting spotted. T57 only has 49 hit points. The other one has 1,344. Oh, this is getting spicy. Guys are getting... Oh, there we go. Found him. That's where he was. Boom. Nice shot. Dude just taking hits like crazy. We're at 3,500 damage. Another shot. Gets us up to almost 4,000. We've got 8,000 combined. Little blind shot in there. Nicely done. 907 fell back. He's scurrying like a rat. Oh, a little lead fire, but the guy turned. Oh, there we go. There's the M454 fella. Takes a hit. Oh, he... all that camping only to disintegrate. And now Diablo's getting on his horse a little bit. They're pushing in. Diablo's looking for those last shots. We've got 9,000 combined, guys. Closing in on a 10,000 combined game. Diablo's getting a little bit closer. One thing that's nice about being closer, the grill is now seen. That's crazy. Somebody's got a nice spot, wherever it is, that they found him. So we weren't quite ready to shoot. Oh, look at that. Oh, man. Oh, Diablo. That was a... Oh, wait, we're spotted. Look at that. The 907 sauce. Can you believe it? Boom. And do we eat the arty shot? No, he's busy looking elsewhere, and he dies. There we go. So, 4,729 damage, 5,257 assists, over 10,000 combined. Well played by Diablo with 3 kills on proc. Swinging from a medium to a little bit of light tank work and then some support TD work once he lost his hit points and didn't have options right there. Really well done overall. That's how you win proc, particularly winning proc without scouts. You'll notice the enemy team didn't really do what what Diablo did with a medium. There was no medium kind of countering Diablo. There was a VZ sitting there for a bit, but their mediums wanted to come along here and try to gobble up the one line. The problem is with mediums, because their camo's decent but not amazing, is once Diablo came over here and spotted a couple of them, they just wrecked them. So somebody needed to be doing what Diablo was doing, but medium-wise, trying to keep track of them. But if you look at what they had, the interesting part is they had a Bat Chat, 2 Leopards, and a 907, and the Progetto. The only one of those that has a decent enough turret really is probably the 907, and to some extent the Progetto. So they really had an advantage in terms of the Centurion AX that Diablo was playing and the way he played it on controlling this middle. So Diablo, in particular, and a couple of their teammates, they just controlled the middle of the map. They didn't lose either flank and win. I mean, that really, at the end of the day, that's a proc. That is a recipe for winning on proc. Control the middle, don't lose one of the flanks, and then whittle away both the flanks until you win one. They won the one on the hill. They swung around. They trapped their entire enemy team in the southwest corner and then destroyed them in detail. And went back to the garage with 10,000 combined. Thanks for sending that in, Diablo. Absolute clinic on how to do that. Nicely played. Throw down in the comments anything else that I missed or you want to clarify or add to. That's all I've got. We will see ya.